we have breaking news. A surprise call up has just happened for the Baltimore Orioles. In this episode of Orioles Digest, we're going to tell you who got the call up and what could this mean for Mike Elias in the future of the Baltimore Orioles. Welcome back to another episode of Orioles Digest. And yes, he is finally here. He'll be joining the Baltimore Orioles in their second game of the Houston Astros. The name is Dylan Beavers. He finally got his call up. Like we said previously in the video, Dylan Beavers finally got his call up. The Baltimore Orioles #3 ranked prospect. He just cracked Baseball America's top 100. He is now with the Baltimore Orioles. We're going to talk about Dylan Beavers getting called up, what this means for the future of the Baltimore Orioles, their current outfield room, and Basalo. What is Elias going to do with him? Is he going to receive a call up too? Can both of them be on the team at the same time in this period? We don't know, but in today's episode, we're just going to talk all about Dylan Beavers, and we're all excited for this call up. So without further ado, let's get into our first topic of the day. Yep, this boy. Beavers is finally here. Man, it's been a while. I've been saying it for so long that the Baltimore Orioles really need a guy like Dylan Beavers. Like, we should have been called him up months ago. Just look at this. 429 on base percentage. OPS well over 900. Career, not just 2025. The walks up there, the stolen base, the average. That's what's impressive. You know, a lot of people don't talk about average anymore. Average doesn't matter. But Luis Arias, I know a lot of people hate him. He gets on base and he puts people to put him in position to score runs. He scores a lot of runs. So he gets on base. So that's one thing that you want with a team. If you get a guy that can consistently get on base, that adds a lot of value to your team. 16 home runs. He has really good power. He's not a power hitter. He's not a contact hitter. He's more of a slasher. He can go either way. The RBIs, he bring guys in, runners in scoring position. I saw a stat on FanGraphs where OPS well over 1100 with runners in scoring position. So he knows how to bring guys in, and I think the Orioles were just waiting for the opportunity. We see the outfield room right now, and it was Cowser, but he's hurt. Now it's Jeremiah Jackson, Austin Jackson, then Daniel Johnson, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not a MLB alpha room. All those guys have just been guys that have been tossed around from AAA in the minors in different systems. And now they made the Baltimore Orioles and they finally got opportunity because we dealt with so many injuries. And we also have traded everyone, including Tyler O'Neill, who can never stay healthy, the general. But this is good for the Orioles. They finally called Dylan Beavers. I'm not saying he's going to give this team a spark because we're out. We're 9 games back out the wild card. It's no way this team's making the playoffs, and they shouldn't make the playoffs. This is not a playoff team. They don't have enough talent right now. Everyone's hurt and injuries and Elias and this whole situation with the fans and air ticket, and there's so much drama surrounding the Baltimore. So we can see a guy like Dylan Beavers who spent time in the minors, who's been grinding, who career started off very good, but then it got shaky because he dealt with injuries and he bounced back. Last year we started to see him really kind of fall off. He bounced back at the end of last year, and then this year he really took off. Spring training, he was amazing. He just took off. He looked like one of the Orioles' best minor league prospects. So happy for him. Glad he's finally getting his opportunity. He's going to be special. We just have to give him time. You know, I'm thinking of this like a Jordan Westbrook situation. We're going to get a guy that a lot of people might not think is a star, but he can potentially turn into a star. He can potentially, my fault, he could potentially be that glue guy for the Baltimore Orioles and be that guy in the outfield. Be it Austin Hayes, but more valuable, more younger, better power, more consistent. All we need is consistent. If these young guys can come up, be consistent, just take it slow, patient with these guys, play them every day. A lot of them get opportunities. I think the Baltimore's will be very set for the future. Now, the one thing I like about him is that in spring training, he had opportunity. So he played against MLB pitching and he kind of played very, very good. I remember early in the spring training in his first, like, I want to say 8 or 7 so at bats. I was there for a little bit. He was batting around. Um, I have my notes right here. Batting around 350, and then he went up to 500 and he went back down after striking out twice in the next game he played. But he was very good in spring training, showed the power, had a homer. He was with all the different types of guys in the system, so they probably gained advice from Dylan Beavers, and he probably gained advice from them, and he probably worked on his game and different mechanics. And I think the Baltimore Orioles wanted to do something different. I think the way that they're bringing guys up through the system, they want them to work on things very hard. They want them to get that perfectionist. They want them to be a standard at their position. They want them to be a contact hitter. They want them to be patient. We all know the power is going to come, and we've seen that with Jackson Holliday. It's just consistent. If Jackson Holliday can be consistent, then he can be a superstar. But the problem is none of these prospects they come up and they lose consistency. You know why? Because if you don't play them consistent and you don't allow them to develop in their own selves, then they never will be the guy they can be. And it's the same situation that happened with Kyle Stowers. So I'm saying this right now. Mike Elias, I know you're watching this because you are a subscriber of Orioles Digest. I know you are. So don't waste this kid's opportunity. Play him every day. We're going to get to talk about Basalo later, but play this kid every day. Allow him to go in the groove. Allow him to go through struggles. Allow him to go through errors. Allow him to go through mental aspects. You need this kid to play every single day because he's the future of your team. He's a guy that could be a glue guy, can be a perfect guy to your outfield. And then when Enrique comes up, look what you know. Colton Cowles, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Dylan Beavers. And you never know other moves. Guys can be moved, different types of situations can happen. But I think this is a good situation. I think this is one of the instances where his first game he's going to take off. He's going to be very good. He's going to look like a pro from the start. So I'm very excited. This has been one of my favorite prospects. I mean, he's probably more favorite than I was on Adley Rutschman. I really was on Dylan Beavers and Gunnar Henderson when they both came out the draft. Now, Basalo, what does his call up look like? Now, people are thinking like, oh, is he going to get traded now? No. Is he going to call up? Yes. So I'm thinking the Baltimore Orioles are going to wait. I think they have a series back home after this, if I'm not mistaken, and then send Basalo down with Beavers. Allow Beavers to get some more opportunities. Allow the other guys that's been up to get some more opportunities, get some more clips, more play times, film, so they can send to other organizations. And then the next series, you see both of them in the lineup with Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holliday, Colton Cowles will be back, multiple different guys. You're going to see the lineup for the future that we've been looking for forever. And especially you're going to have Kyle Bradish and Tyler Wells having a few starts in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be special. We're going to see a little aspect, a little preseason look of what we could look like next year. I'm not saying the Baltimore Orioles are going to go to the playoffs or anything, but I think they can win a couple few games, go on a little win streak, get some firepower, knock some teams off the playoffs, just get some juice back into this club. That's what they need. They need entertainment. So calling these guys up is going to allow you more opportunities. Calling Basalo up right now is not a worry. He will be called up. Don't worry. We will have a video on that the next coming days. I'm pretty sure less than 5 days before his service time or whatever will not be manipulated. So that's all we have for today's episode of Orioles Digest. Once again, I'm your host, Kam Brice. Thank you for joining me. Please turn on post notifications, hit that subscribe button. We're giving you daily updates about the Baltimores every single day that you don't want to miss.